Hello YouTube, I'm George. This is the Happy Chronicles. So today we're going to be discussing the bike lanes. These aren't the trails, these are the bike lanes. These are what share the road, okay? We've got some bicyclists, okay. So we can see that some of these share the road quite a bit. This is the this is Cutting Boulevard going down towards Point Richmond in that direction. Now I'm going to be heading up this direction, going towards the water. Now, as much as I love these, and as much as they are just awesome, okay? You know what? There's a little controversy, a little misconfusion, a little I don't know, maybe just hatred towards the actual bicyclists. A lot of people turn into these and they just don't get that it is an actual dedicated lane for bikes only. Now, as you can see, this is a Burger King right here. Here's the parking lot. So what happens is, even though there's no parking anytime signs, and obviously with the delineators and everything else, it is for bicyclists. Well, there are those that don't believe that, or really don't care, or have no concept of what these lanes are because, well, they don't have a license, they've never been formally trained, they don't know the laws. I'm not going to specify anybody in particular, but here in America, we have a lot of people right now that just don't understand that driving is a privilege and not a right. So, I don't know. I mean, daily. Today's Sunday, it's early. I'm not seeking any, people out to make an example of them. If they just happen to come into play, well, then you'll see it firsthand. But I want to show you, just in this little stretch, how confusing it actually can be for some, even the cyclists. This particular is a two-way. I'm in the right lane where I should be. That left lane is coming back the other way. In a lot of these bike lanes, you'll have two lanes and then you'll have a lane on there. And as you can see, this street, well, it doesn't really warrant having a third lane anymore. It used to. So people get confused by this and they don't understand that you're supposed to go in a certain direction or, follow it. If you read up on these, you'll be a lot better off in using them. Here's the squares that show where that lane comes from on the other direction. And it also goes over there. It's over here, it's over here. So right now, you're kind of lost. If you're an avid cyclist, you don't really care. You use any medium you can. I ride the sidewalks, I ride the trails, I ride wherever. What I don't do, though, is take up the whole damn street and be that guy. That guy's obnoxious. That guy really is just looking to get run over. So, here we go with the first confusion. Okay, where do we go? Where do we go? Oh, wait a minute. I think we go over here. Yes, I think so. Okay, oh, yeah, there it is. Okay, so, oh, you got an arrow. Oh, and there it is, the identifier. The arrow going one, the arrow going another. Okay, now, unfortunately here, we have all these logistics buildings. I can't tell you how many times I've had a big rig, blocking the whole thing. You come up, you give him a toot on the horn, and the guy's ready to get out of his truck and fight you. And you're like, bro, you're in the bike lane. Does he care? No. Because he's in a big rig and he doesn't have anywhere else to park. And the guy's probably parked here for years because this lane has only been in here for a couple of years now. So, I'm just riding and I'm thinking, okay, this is cool, no confusion whatsoever. Doesn't seem to be a lane on the other side. But, oh, wait a minute, what? Hang on. What do we have coming up here? All right, well, apparently, if you follow the arrow on the ground and you look at the lines, why is this going to do this? I'm not really understanding this. It diverts over to the other side when you've got two perfectly good ones over there, but now you've got this single lane. Okay? So, all right, I'll ride the single lane. I'm coming up, and it doesn't seem to have any reason why you would need to divert over to the other side, but it does. I can't tell you, I mean, there's multiple cities that use these trails here in the Bay Area. I've ridden them all. They do this all the time. It's just really kind of odd. Okay, so like I said, I mean, there's nothing that would be blocking or anything, but we come up and over, and then for no reason whatsoever, once again, we divert over. Now, over on that side right there, it's got an arrow pointing the other way again. Like, I should have never gotten over in the first place. Here we go. Look at this. All right, you follow it. There's the arrow. Okay, but down there's an arrow that says that it's supposed to be that way. I don't get it. It's a mystery. I love these things, but at the same time, I'm kind of curious. Now, here we go with what I said. There is a car up in the lane here, and we're gonna see. I mean, it's not blocking me. It's not coming down the lane per se, but it is in the bike lane where I'm supposed to actually be riding. Okay? Now, is this person just pulled over? Doing a phone call? Is there anybody actually in the car? Why are they sitting in the bike lane? You're in the bike lane. That's stupid. Just, oh yeah, they're on their phones. Just blatantly blocking the lane. This happens all the time. So if you're not a cyclist, I don't know why you'd be watching my channel if you weren't. But if you're not, why would you be parked in a designated lane that's not open to you? Okay? There are signs, no parking. I mean, it's pretty simple stuff, but yet it just doesn't seem to matter to some. There's the controversy. So today's topic is just good, bad, and ugly on the bike lane system. Nothing's perfect, folks. And you know, I really appreciate the fact that California is a biker-friendly state. I mean, here we go. Okay, now, here's the other thing. Now, this is the bike lane for the street. But if you go up onto the sidewalk, it is the Bay Trail. This gets you on. This is the start of the Bay Trail on this length. So, do we need all this over here when we've got this here? And this here, as I come up, we're at the Ford motor plant right now. Haven't made cars here since the early 50s or late 50s. And you know, there is no real parking issue for the building. They pushed it out. That's the parking lot for the ferry over there. We have a great ferry system coming up. I'll give you a quick shot of that. But I don't know, it's like we double dipped in some areas. You know, frivolous spending perhaps, or just saying, hey, look what we did. I mean, don't get me wrong, they're great. Love it. I've got that, I've got this. Oh, now look, mysteriously, it turns into up on the sidewalk and brings you to the Bay Trail right here on the bay. I guess a certain amount of redundancy is good. Redundancy can be good. So I'm sure in your city, your town, you have the same dilemma. The worst part is people parking in it and people driving in it, which is very dangerous. I'm going to exclude all the city and county workers and stuff that need to park in there for some sort of work. You can't hold that against them. They usually put out all the signs that say share the road, and they've got cones. So they do look after the cyclists, but at the same time they need it for work. That's acceptable. Anybody else though, please stay out of the lane. Don't park there. Don't drive in there. Don't stop in there. They're for a cyclist. I know a lot of you don't like cyclists, but me being a cyclist of both kinds, I ride motorcycles too. There are just people that don't understand that, you know, you have to share in life. And when we spend millions and millions and millions of dollars to develop and to study and to actually implement and then build these things for the use of such people, well, it's kind of like saying, why would we build a handicap ramp for a wheelchair person? The same with, why would we build bike lanes for bicyclists or anything else that's specially designed and, you know, specified for that use? Anyway, let me know in the comments if it is happening in your city or town and you're thinking, you know, why? Just why? Thanks for tuning in. Like and subscribe. This is one of those videos where you're either going to love it or you're going to be like, what the hell is this guy talking about? Anyway, have a great day, everybody. Peace.